Firstly, can you explain what Neuralink is and what the goal of it is?
We put a chip in your brain to control your mind. Yeah.
Elon Musk's controversial Neuralink is ready to test its brain chip implant on humans.
I think that there is a moral difference between fixing problems and sort of artificial enhancements.
I really think that artificial general intelligence or digital superintelligence is likely to arrive before we have really advanced Neuralinks. At least that's where the trend is right now.
The overarching goal of Neuralink is to create ultimately a whole brain interface.
It's evident, and something we all know about very well, that in the last days, there will be things happening in the world that won't seem real. But as for now, it feels like it has already started. Quite some time ago, Elon Musk came out with a brain chip idea known as the Neuralink. However, the idea has raised a lot of concerns, especially for Christians, as the brain chip is already under trials with humans. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. It forced all the people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a stamped image on their right hands or their foreheads, so that no one could buy or sell except one who had the stamped image of the beast's name or the number that stood for its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and this number is 666. So how can Elon Musk's brain chip Neuralink be related with the end times events? Is it something we as believers should be worried about? Well, that's what we're going to look at in the video today, so let's get started. A few months after getting the FDA approval for human trials, Neuralink is looking for its first test subjects. The 6-year pilot study, dubbed the PRIME study by Elon Musk's company, is meant to evaluate Neuralink technology developed to assist patients with paralysis control gadgets. The company is appealing to anyone over the age of 22 who has quadriplegia due to vertical spinal cord injury or ALS and have a consistent and reliable caregiver to participate in the trial.
So what exactly is it?
In principle, fix almost anything that is wrong with the brain. It can interface basically anywhere in your brain. So it could be something that helps cure, say, eyesight, like returns your eyesight, even if you've lost your optic nerve type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
The PRIME study, which presumably refers to Precise Robotically Implanted Brain-Computer Interface, intends to investigate 3 topics at the same time. The first is Neuralink's brain-computer device, the N1 implant. The R1 robot is the surgical robot that actually places the gadget. The third component is the N1 user app, which links to the N1 and converts brain inputs into operations on the device. According to Neuralink, it intends to examine the safety as well as the efficacy of all 3 components of the system. To be clear, this isn't the all-encompassing brain computer Musk has been discussing for years. Musk has spent years preaching about the possibilities for telepathy and using Neuralink to help humans stay up with AI. But the device Neuralink hopes to test falls far short of Musk's lofty goals. 2 recent studies, for example, found that brain-to-computer interfaces could enable ALS patients to communicate by typing on a computer. Nonetheless, the trial is a significant step forward for Neuralink, which received FDA approval in May after being denied by the agency in early 2022. Neuralink has also been a source of controversy over the course of the years, owing to Musk's overpromises as well as the company's internal policies. For one thing, its treatment of monkeys in testing has been repeatedly criticized. Musk recently stated that the research was only done on terminal monkeys and that no monkey ever died as a result of the Neuralink implant. But authorities have uncovered numerous issues with its animal handling. In addition, the business is being investigated for unlawfully transferring pathogen-laced gadgets taken from monkeys.
In 10 years' time, it's going to be fairly common for people to have computer chips in their brains, so you should probably start paying attention to what's happening in the industry now. World-renowned scientist Elon Musk's brainchild Neuralink said last week they planned on starting human trials in the next 6 months. Their 2 immediate goals are helping blind people see again by repackaging camera data into a brain-compatible format and sending it back to the device, and helping people who suffer from paralysis walk again by reactivating their affected limbs.
Participants in the PRIME trial will initially take part in an 18-month trial that will include 9 meetings with researchers. Following that, they will devote at least 2 hours each week to brain-computer interface study sessions, followed by 20 additional visits over the next 5 years. Neuralink does not specify how many people it's searching for or when the study will begin, but it does state that it will only compensate for study-related costs, such as travel to and from the study location. Yet it's also unclear where this site is. Neuralink only claims approval from our first hospital site. As with so many aspects of Neuralink, it can be difficult to distinguish the company's claims from its goals, making it difficult to predict what will emerge from the prime study and when. But it appears that we may get our first look at what occurs when you let Elon Musk completely inside your skull. But if we think about it this way, the mark of the beast as described by the Bible is also something similar as to what we've read in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18, that no one will be able to buy or sell unless they have the mark on their hand or on their foreheads. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand." Recent advancements in medical implant chip and RFID technologies have heightened interest in the mark of the beast as described in Revelation chapter 13. It's likely that the technology we see today is the first stage of what will eventually be employed as the mark of the beast. So we can say that whatever we're witnessing today with the Neuralink technology could be setting the stage for the end times events, where the Antichrist will really try his best to take everything under his control, and he eventually will. Though it will be of a short duration of time until he's going to be defeated by Jesus Christ, by God's will. Aside from the implanted chip theory, additional possibilities include an ID card, a microchip, a barcode tattooed to the skin, or just a mark identifying someone as loyal to the Antichrist's rule. However, the exact nature of the mark of the beast is still not sure, but we could have an idea if it's going to look like a brain chip or what Neuralink talks about. Yet it's also something true that only God knows as to when exactly all of this is going to take place in the world. But with these latest inventions and how science is evolving day by day, it wouldn't be wrong to say that those times are not very far. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 through 4. Let no one deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself against every so-called God or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God. With the advancement of this technology, it's also thought that we're moving towards a singularity, where the immense technological growth becomes out of control and irreversible, and this Neuralink technology, with its total fusion of humans and technology, that is, a hybrid race in which human brains are boosted by nanobots and our thoughts are a mix of biological and non-biological thinking. In other words, people that have the means will become super intelligent.
Exciting news for fans of Elon Musk's Neuralink. The brain chip company has received approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, to conduct its first ever in-human trials. Neuralink's brain chips, which aim to create a direct interface between human brains and computers, have been granted this critical milestone after earlier struggles to gain approval.
What happens when the richest humans become a super race? Well, that's what we need to think about as believers. When superintelligence takes over, a person becomes capable of doing pretty much everything. The story of the giants mentioned in Genesis is also something for our reference that what happens to those who do not go according to the path described by God. Genesis chapter 6 verse 4. There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, and the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. These giants were not normal beings, but a genetic variation of human beings. However, Genesis 7 tells us that a flood was sent down on earth that killed all flesh on it, including the entire population of earth and the giants, who were referred to as Nephilim. The only humans to escape that catastrophe were Noah and his family. Genesis chapter 7, verse 21. And all flesh died that moved on the earth, birds, livestock, beasts, all swarming creatures that swarm on the earth, and all mankind. Every living thing that moved on land perished, birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm over the earth, and all mankind. So it's evident that whenever the limit that is set by God has been crossed, the results were nothing but worse. Technological innovations to help mankind are always appreciated. The efforts to assist humans in overcoming neurological illnesses, paralysis, and other difficulties are always considered great. Medical technology can be incredible, but when technology reaches the point of modifying the brain and possibly the soul, That's where people have serious reservations. God detested the hybrid race of giants in Genesis, and he destroyed them in a flood. How will he respond when we're pursuing the same thing today? We need to think about it. Let us know what your thoughts are on this in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to subscribe to our channel to keep up with the most amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.